we're seeing a lot more of that with a hard-earned gain of 4 on the play. And that's Judkins.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? This for the working man, working woman.
So
Just to be able to hear the game going on. There's Sanders. Second official start. Right now we're first quarter, 4 minutes, 19 seconds. San Fran at 7, Browns 0. Not a lot of talking. I just want y'all to be able to get the game.
So building off start, I mean, there's going to be a lot of growth, I would think, from last week to this week, and a lot will be start.
Well, Melanie told us at the top of this broadcast that the operation part of it is what Shedeur Sanders wants to focus on. It's getting in and out of the huddle, the play call, the cadence, the rhythm of it all, just the pace of play as a quarterback that you need to get to. He figures the second game, the operation part of it will be much more smooth.
Under center, here is Shedeur Sanders. 3rd down 3. They'll try to squirm, and he's inside the 20, and then falling on him down there was Robinson. On a gain of 2, 4th and 1, they're going to keep him out there and bring in some more linemen.
Let's go, y'all.
No hesitation. He just saw the big. They just come in and
what we playing for, y'all? The season is cooked. Let's go for it. Everything.
Number 72, KT Leviston is in.
He's eligible and he's in motion.
Yes, he's a big rascal. 4th and 1.
Horrible.
Stuffed. Judkins, no place to go.
Horrible.
Terrific play coming up the middle. Elliott and others, and the rookie out of Ohio State.
They playing so conservative, man. Like, what y'all playing, man? Come on, man. Pull some tricks out. Get some special plays going that you've been working on in practice. Man.
Hey, Baker.
Commercial break
that whole let Baker bake thing?
One drive ends at the 21 of San Francisco. Here they go. New running back Robinson in the eye. 1st and 10. Purdy. Robinson.
Handoff. Stuffed in the backfield. Let's go. Shelby Harris with the tackle.
The 20 with a loss of about a yard. 2nd down and 11.
Let's go back to the 4th down on the previous play. The 49ers, Mustafa and Elliott are the two that are able to get into the backfield untouched.
Man, the linemen,
So
man, they
Jenkins
didn't
had
do
no
nothing
chance
on
to
the
pick up
last
that
play.
first down.
Like, what's going on, bro?
Stop him on there on downs. It goes back to San Francisco. Ben
Let's
Barch is
go.
now
2nd and
playing
11.
left guard. He and Burford back and forth. Robinson remains the back. 2nd down, 11. Draw play. Robinson grabbed in there. Schlesinger comes through. He might be the defensive rookie of the year, number 49 of Cleveland in the NFL this season, limiting him to a gain or 2 on the play. It will be 3rd down and 9. There's a look at Schlesinger, a rookie, a second-round pick out of UCLA.
Schlesinger's had an outstanding year, and you're right, as a rookie, being able to step in and do what he's doing. And Jenkins that time also was down in the box. Rashawn Jenkins had the safety down there to stop against the run. 3rd and long. Let's see what Schwartz comes up with, something creative here from a pressure standpoint.
With this number 2 defense, McCaffrey the back with a block on Schlesinger, and Purdy caught, but was
Out of bounds. Let's go.
Good-looking grab. Was it made there by Bourne? Nope. It's incomplete. Here comes the punting unit out of bounds. Watch it again.
Yeah, let's see if he's able to get this down. Loose.
No.
Yeah, he didn't control it.
No.
Until right there when he hit the ground. So
No control. Ball hit the ground, too.
he did get 2 feet down, but I don't think he controlled the ball. So
Good catch, though.
Coverage by Campbell. Larbadan is back.
49ers punt.
For San Francisco. He had a big punt return in Vegas last week from the 35 to the 40. It sure was. It was loose in there. The Niners say they've got it, and let's see. Nope, they're going to see Cleveland reach out.
Yeah, he fell right on top of it, didn't he, Kevin? The ball shot out. And
so they save it right there. Larbadan. Oh, he felt the wrap that time on a big-time hit. Luter got him. That guy was on. Here we go, 1st and 10, and a handoff here, and it goes to the other rookie running back, Dylan Sampson, who tries to work by and can't, and loses a yard now, and he's back to the 39.
Yeah, Kev, Brown center Ethan Posick spent a few minutes in the blue medical tent before he lifted off into the locker room with injury. I'm told his return is questionable, and that would be a big loss, as both Kevin Stefanski and Shedeur Sanders told us his veteran presence has been invaluable with the quarterbacks this season.
Good stuff. And so Luke Weipler is in for Posick. Teller is back in at the guard. Second down and 11 with the back. Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee. He was the SEC Player of the Year last season. Messy pocket and caught on that fluttering ball. Bond getting under it, making the grab at the 45-yard line of San Francisco. 17-yard pickup when it looked like it was going to go fluttering incomplete. First and 10 Browns.
Well, four guys rushing the pocket, and Sanders gets that right arm hit as he's following through. He's fortunate not only to get the completion, but more importantly, to not get the interception.
So Sanders has started 6 of 8 for 61 yards. A 17-yard completion there. Sampson the back. Tillman on the move. Shedeur Sanders. First and 10. Got a nice block in there by Njoku. Looking in. Backpedal his way into the secondary and down near the 35. With a gain of 9 to close out the first quarter. McCaffrey with a 1-yard touchdown run after a 66-yard punt return by Sky Moore. And it's the number 7 in the NFC, 49ers up 7-0 at the end of one.
Shop Cyber to truly get the people on your list, like your friend Harry.
He was undercut. Nice play coming through. Malik Mustafa with the 3 on the play, but they do get the first down. A second trip to New York, and Adam Shine.
Kevin Trent, pigs might fly. Matthew Stafford has now thrown 2 picks on his last 3 passes, including a pick 6. This one was a thriller. Mike Jackson runs it in. 14-7 Panthers. Back to you.
How about that? Carolina coming up. And really almost flawless this season has been Stafford.
Well, he has been, and it's hard to believe. 2 picks and 3 passes.
First and 10, Sanders, the rush, the throw, Njoku. And Redwell played well right there. Pinnock comes in. And it is a gain of about a half yard and nothing more, just outside the 30.
Well, going back to last week and what he's been able to do today, he misses one down the field. I think the wind carried it too far on him, but Judy got behind the safety. Then the rest of the time, a couple of screens. Here's the backside of a bootleg that he's able to hit and get the first down. And I think he's made a lot of good decisions. The last play, Fannin was running a corner route. I thought maybe he was going to throw one up to him, try and get a contested ball, but instead made the decisions to hit it out to the flat and be smart with the football.
Whitebler is still the center. Sampson the back. Second down, 10. Blocked by Conklin.
Let's go, boy.
There, the rush by White and throws incomplete. Looking for Cedric Tillman. Coverage by Lenore.
Well, that was the part that Sala was worried about. Him getting outside the pocket. When a play breaks down, getting outside the pocket and making things happen. He pointed to the fact last week a couple of big plays against the Raiders were because of that breakdown and him able to extend plays. This time just a little too far to the outside.
How about a young rookie quarterback? Sanders going up against Robert Sala. Wow, a lot of disguise.
That's right. Wow, they tried getting him on that screen with 11 in the box, and then they dropped out. But good decision to get the ball off, and were able to pick up the first down. But another third and long here for the Browns.
Sampson the back. Here goes Sanders. The bubble screen outside for Judy. Looking for a block. Redwell flag thrown. Lenore was all over it. Minimal gain down to the 28 as it stands now, just into the second quarter.
Well, I wonder if they're going to an illegal shift. I wonder if I thought maybe they'd get Corley for blocking too soon. It looks like an illegal shift is
Look at Kyle Shanahan in his 9th year. Boy, with a depleted group on both sides of the ball, especially defense, he's somehow manufactured an 8-4
illegal shift. Offense number 3 was never set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
to the veteran, Jerry. And it's going to push him back about the 36.
you have to be set for a full second. He clearly wasn't set. Interesting there, they decided to move him back. Instead of at 4th and 10, I don't know if the Browns would have attempted that long of a field goal with the wind conditions the way they are, but they decided to move him back.
Sampson the back, 3rd and 15, and they need the Niner 22. Fannin the tight end on the move. Sanders, the time is there. Here they come. Down he goes. It's Farrell coming through. Makes the sack on the play. Had a sack last week, the only one by the Niner defense against Carolina. Losing 13 yards, drifting back to midfield. Here comes the punting unit.
Watch over to the left. Fannin right here. If he hits him on time in the sit down, he's able to get the ball out of his hands. Instead, he hesitates and looks out to the left, and by that time it collapses around him. First time today he's had a hesitation with his decision, and because of that, took a big sack.
Moore is back. Bojorquez will punt. With the wind at his back for the Cleveland punter. Moore will let it go over his head, and it will die in the end zone. A touchback out to the 20. The 49er defense coming up with one big play after another. Maybe number 2. defensive do in bed. They want the win today.
Well, and I think what their game plan was coming into this, it's going to be a lot of heavy on the run and not a lot of pass early on. But the wind isn't as bad as what we thought throughout the day. So right now, taking some chances.
First up by Graham, a good-looking rookie and improving by the week out of Michigan. Gain of a yard, 2nd and 9.
Here we're going to go back to the 3rd down and go ahead and roll it. And I want you to freeze. Go ahead and freeze. And then I want you to look. The 2 defenders that they're trying to get are right there. But then the receivers, you got 1 to 2. Hit them in the flat. If you don't like the collapse of the 2 defensive players, hit him in the flat and give him a chance to run after catch. Shedeur was trying to look upfield and take a shot, and that's what caused the sack, is trying to get the big play.
And Barge is still in there at the left guard. McCaffrey the back, 2nd and 9. Pierce. And he's got the crouching tight end at the 30, Kittle to the 35, hit by Schlesinger. It's a first down. 35 line, 2nd and 9. They pick up 15 to Kittle.
Well, it's well documented that brought ball downfield, and that's why he hasn't been able to see Kittle right here. Pushes up, just a quick little 10-yard out route. That time they're getting the ball out of his hands quickly, but Purdy's numbers haven't been like they have in the past as far as pushing the ball upfield. Today, I don't see him doing a lot of that because of the pressure with their pass rush.
First, here we go. Across the way, Denzel Ward. And Melly's out to about the 41, gain of 6.
Yeah, guys, talking to Purdy, he told us keeping his throwing arm the sideline today would be key for him. Remember, he had surgery on his right elbow in the spring of 2023, a UCL repair with an internal brace. He has quite the contraption down here he's been wearing on his elbow between drives. It appears to be a heated battery-powered brace, keeping that elbow from stiffening up on him while the Browns offense is out on the field.
Wow, what about that, Fred? That's pretty cool.
That wasn't around when I played.
No, there were a lot of things around.
Yes, that's right.
That were not there. 2nd down and 4. And again, no glove, which we talked about. For Brock Purdy,
and I never wore gloves. I didn't care what the conditions were. I just like the feel of the ball.
Look at McCaffrey careening off bodies, taking it into the secondary. Hickman the stop on 2nd and 4, a gain of 6.
Well, excellent job that time. Point of attack with McCaffrey, and just the continual drive of his leg. He doesn't give up on a play. Able to get the first down.
Number 1 in rushing attempts, Trent. Number 2 in receptions after what the Cincinnati wide receiver Jamar Chase did on Thursday. Number 1 in yards from scrimmage in the NFL.
And he's number 1 in forced missed tackles.
Yeah.
And we just saw it evident right there. Just running through. You can't bring him down just an arm tackle.
1st and 10, McCaffrey again used check a block. And then he was slowed up in there by Devin Bush. He's out to the 49 and trying to gain a 2.
And once again, at point of attack, he's able to jump and get an extra.
And he's one of those rare 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 receiving yards in the same season. 1 of 3, and he could do it again this year.
Well, I was with Marshall Faulk in 99. Craig set the bar way back in 85, and Marshall doing it in 99 was a big accomplishment. But thinking that McCaffrey may be able to do it twice, which has never been done before, is pretty amazing.
Robinson the back, 2nd, Purdy. Crumbling pocket underneath. And crab there. Nice catch, Kittle. And Delpit was on him. Flag throw on the far side of the 45. Gain of 6 as it stands now for the terrific George Kittle.
Jenkins was covered use check, and there's 3 flags by 3 different officials.
Holding. Defense, number 5. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Sean Jenkins.
It must have been a really bad hold to draw the attention of 3. Here we're going to take a look at it as he's going up the field, and he goes down, catches the eye of everyone.
What are the issues facing a Kyle Shanahan offense if you're Schwartz today on the defensive side?
Well, and that's the thing that Schwartz brought up to us. He just said he utilizes personnel, his play calling, play design, but then the way he utilizes personnel was very evident right there with Juszczyk trying to run a deep corner route.
Robinson 1st and 10. Trying to get a block in there from Barch, and there just wasn't a lot of room. Down he goes. 3, a Cleveland player slow to get up after the gain of 3.
And there was a lot of respect on both sides of that. Shanahan for Jim Schwartz and Jim Schwartz for Kyle Shanahan in terms of just play design, personnel. Just down and distance, red zone. I mean, all the situational type football. They were giving compliments to one another.
Shelby Harris was the player getting off slowly on that line for Cleveland. 2nd down and 7. Pass to Kittle for 15, the big play in the drive. McCaffrey is in. It is McCaffrey, the lead by Juszczyk. 2nd, 7. Nice read by the rookie, Carson Schwarzenegger.
Let's go, Schwarzenegger.
Wow, a starter all season. The #1 rookie tackler in the NFL. They lose 3. Back to the
Let's
46.
go, boy.
Well, I know it's Schlesinger, but it's Delpit that's going to be the one that extends it. Schlesinger comes up and cleans it up, but Delpit is the one that's on the end of the line of scrimmage. He's going to be down here, and he just extends it outside. That forces McCaffrey, and just things stretch. When it stretches, that's to the advantage of the defense when you have a team that pursues the way the Browns do.
Here are the 49ers, averaging about 1.9 yards per carry today. Block outside Kittle, red wall pinged, and then you see the confluence of defenders. And Delpit was in there on others at the 40-yard line, shy of the first by 4. They got 6 on 3rd and 10, and the offense will leave. They're going to punt. They thought about it.
I did. You know what? I really thought that 5-6 yard gain there was going to, force their hand really to go for it on 4th down. But I felt like if they didn't get that they really didn't have much of a choice but to go ahead and punt it away. But playing the field position game, Kyle Shanahan's going to try and pin him down in there.
So here's Morstead to punt. This is in. Grabs the ball, fair caught at the 10, and grabbed there after a 30-yard punt by Larvidim. The veteran Morstead. McCaffrey, a touchdown run. Niners 7-0. Timeout. Judkins finds a hole, climbs his way into the second. Gain of 8.
On Tuesday, the Cleveland Browns and Sugardale Foods visit Greater Cleveland Food Bank to help distribute food for Thanksgiving meals to families. Browns players, alumni, staff, Stripes United members, and Sugardale members volunteered in a family market where families and neighbors in need receive free food, including fresh produce and holiday fixings.
Good stuff. Hope everyone had a safe and enjoyable holiday. Tevin Jenkins is staying in at the right guard. 2nd down and 2. They try to find the first. Looks like they've got it out near the 21 on the gain of 3 by Quinshon Judkins, who began at Ole Miss and then finished up at Ohio State, won a national title.
Well, back-to-back runs there for the Browns to get them out of their own inside their 10 there. Get it out across the 20, get a first down, give themselves some space. The play calling right now for the Browns, 13 runs to 11 passes, having good balance.
2 tight ends, Judkins the back. They've had good gotten into San Francisco territory. It's Judkins, posts it with a block, and he slips outside, brought down by Lenore. Ridden out of bounds, and near the 28. At the gain of 7, he's looked good. It'll be 2nd down. So here's Judkins, who had a couple rushing touchdowns last week at Vegas.
He has looked good, and so far today, that now gets him up to 4 yards average per carry. He's been the workhorse for them. Already 12 carries on the day.
Well, some pretty good names right there. Look at that one on top, Jim Brown. Judkins, the #1 rookie rusher, as we mentioned earlier, in the NFL. 2nd down and 3. The reverse. Judkins to Bond. With a beat on him and out of bounds. Brown chasing Bond. Isaiah Bond takes it, the rookie free agent out of Texas who began in Alabama. Picks up 8. It's a first down for Cleveland.
Well, just trying to get some misdirection. Sanders going to put out, and then the handoff there. Sanders tries to get a little bit of a block just to slow down the defender. It's enough to allow the first down to happen.
So it's a 1st and 10. Mike Sanders under center or back in the gun?
Well, they've been trying to use him under center. It seems like more.
There's a run by Sampson. He'll curl his way in, and down going is Curtis Robinson, who gets the start for the injured Bethune, and he is down. Tatum Bethune is out, and of course they're all replacing Fred Warner. So they're 3 deep in that position right now, and here's the guy that was taking the place, the down player, and a timeout taken, 3.5 in the first half.
over to the blue tent and evaluated him. He's on the sideline trying to get back in the game. But right now, Jalen Graham, who they just brought up, elevated off of practice squad, linebacker number 41, they switched his helmet because they had to call the play. Robinson being the guy that was the play caller.
Sanders now will be under center for the 12th time. This is the 27th play of the game. Sampson the back. Second, three, first down, into the secondary, hit by Winters and others. Green got a hand on him. Into Niner territory on a gain of 8. Well, the injury story has been mapped out pretty clearly. This has been part of their devastating story this season.
Well, it really has been. And obviously the two being Bosa and Warner, just because the impact they've had as all pros and from a cap standpoint, the money being spent on them. But this just creates an opportunity for other guys to come in and step up. And really, if you look at this defense the last couple of weeks, they've played really well. Just they're getting more reps together.
Jet sweep right here. This is Corley, who tries to get away and dives and corkscrews his way into the grasp of Graham. Got away from Brown. Picks up 9. Second down and 1. So they've had some good runs. Judkins had runs of 8 and 7. Bond had a run of 8. Sampson just had one of 8. And that run right there from Malachi Corley. We're at the 2-minute warning. Christian McCaffrey, touchdown run, 7-0 Niners on CBS. Coming up on the Verizon halftime report. We're at the 2-minute warning. It's a second down and 1. All 3 timeouts for the Browns again in Niner territory. Judkins the call. And gets inside the 35. And we just saw 59 making the stop. Curtis Robinson. He is back in, Trent Green, after going to the tent.
Yeah, that's an important thing for him to get back out on the field. As we know, that's the third linebacker in that role that Fred Warner had. And it's important for him to get back out there. This drive started at the 10-yard line. The Browns have done nothing but run the football, and now they've got it down on the 35 of San Francisco. So effective job by that offensive line, and another reason why it's important Robinson's back in there.
Conklin is out of the right tackle. Reviston is in. They've been switching those linemen. 1st and 10. A handoff here. Judkins wrapped up. Nice play. Price up. No gain on the play. Maybe a half yard. That's it. And they go to the 33.
Well, that was such an important part of this. Going against this San Francisco defense. 1st down and 2nd down. To eliminate some of the things that Saleh likes to do on 3rd down. They've been very productive this drive on 1st and 2nd down. That time there, Huff was able to get wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage.
And we've talked about the disguises that Saleh comes up with.
They especially against a young quarterback.
2nd down 9. Judkins the back. Sanders to the air. Gets a block. Hit as he throws.
Nice catch, baby! Nice catch, baby! Nice catch, nice pass. Let's go.
Sanders a terrific read.
Like it was off on Judy. Judy's going to be going up, so you got both guys are going to jump in, and you're going to see Fannin.
On the defense.
Uh-oh.
That film distance to the goal. We will run the try.
Fannin. The FBS last year in receptions and in yard across at Bowling Green, #1 guy who began at Southeastern Louisiana and played a little college basketball, played a short time there. So Sanders is out, and we saw this last week in Las Vegas. The Wildcat and Judkins
To the sideline, they're missing some.
and now San Francisco is liberally putting players in defensively. So they're going for 2.
They're going Wildcat here.
Judkins did not do any Wildcat at Ohio State, nor at Ole Miss, and here he is trying for a 2-point try after the 34-yard. Finds, squirms, carves, got in, they say.
Oh, I thought they stopped the lead. Yes, the official on the far side put his arms up. 49ers thought they had him stopped.
2-point conversion converted on the Wildcat.
Let's go,
by
Judkins.
Judkins.
Well,
Let's go,
obviously
baby.
It's going to be reviewed.
He got in.
Oh, I think he got it. Yeah. All you
He
gotta do is
got
touch
in.
that line.
Let's go.
Made by Elliott, but it was
lot of contact between the two, but Jim Schwartz talked to me about Tyson Campbell and brought him over. See the jam at the line, both going after the ball. Looked like that ball was out of bounds anyway over the top, but Campbell's been a great addition. He said he's a want-to tackler. He says not all corners want to tackle, but Campbell is a want-to tackler.
Second down and 10. Jake Brendel snap. Purdy in the pocket. It's coming close. The ball thrown and incomplete. Oh, they had all kinds of pressure. There is not a defense in the AFC with more sacks. Second in the NFL, and Schwartz dialing up right there. Graham coming through.
And Garrett was quick to point out that Graham's gotten better the last 3 weeks. The inside pressure is what's allowed him to shine here in recent sack numbers. He's just getting rid of the ball before taking a big hit.
So Cleveland's got 3 times in the first half. And here is a 3rd and 10 with McCaffrey the back. Purdy, who's gone 6 of 12. Give it to block and caught. First ball chased out of bounds by Campbell. 13-yard great throw, 48-yard line, first down.
Well, the only way you can just inside way quarterback can do that is you by the offensive line, only rushing 4, but they give him time to get rid of that football with an accurate throw and got up bounds.
Here's to back. McCaffrey the back with the 2 timeouts. This caught by Jennings to the 40-yard line, hit on play by Hitman in the backyard. After a 13-yard completion and a timeout ticket. Niners are on the move. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this.
The Burger King double cheeseburger, 4-pound beef patty, cheese. It's love at first bite. We're not sure who invented the double cheeseburger, but it sure tastes like we did. You rule. Oh no, back products now. You put Austin there. He needs up his ground game.
Well, we can measure it. Lowe's can measure and spell it for you.
He can't measure. Jim's trying to work through. It's him. One grit.
Starting his 5th game of the season today after practice. 5 points, not out of time for.
And Melanie talked to us about keeping that arm warm, that elbow warm, but really remember the injury this year is the right toe. That's like that's where you're really pushing off is that back foot and dealing with the weather can't feel good.
One time out, 1st and 10, going deep into the wind and looking for Kittle. Broken up on the play. Hit them.
Oh, pitch and ripped out the end.
All things inside 2 minutes review. There's Kittle. Got the ball. Knee down.
He's down.
Catch by Kittle. It's a 32-yard reception.
Well, the most impressive part of that is the fact that Hickman is hanging on to his left arm. He's got his arm wrapped, his right arm is wrapped around the left arm of Kittle, and Kittle's still able to get the ball and cradle it in, and he caught it through the play, right? I mean, yeah, to got down the gap. And so they're asking for more time, but they're not going to get him more time, so they made the decision to the field goal.
Capture the lead with 4 seconds to go. This is into the wind, and both kickers and Green struggled at this end of the field. Now, it's a short one, but on the left field with
I think what we're going to do is, okay, if we knew he was down, he was going to be complete, we call the timeout, we just get a few more seconds, then maybe they can take a shot to the end zone without getting any contact. It's really the only choice you have.
Matt Gay, elevated to get off the practice squad. Second game for the Niners for the injured Pinto. 25. Did it go in? And then through for 3. And 10-8 halftime lead. The 49ers getting it on a great series of completions And what's a chip shot? Hey,
This win?
holy cow. All right, I want to come get away.
Coach, you got something going there just before the half, but what held your offense back from finding its rhythm so far?
We expected. I mean, it's a tough defense we're going against. Love to get the run game going more. That was big time right there, especially going into the wind. We got to be smart with the ball. Exactly what we expected. Love to get a turnover, but we get in the rest of it, we got to score.
Thank
you. All right, pretty completions on that last drive of 32, 13, and 12. They get 3. Time is here for these first half highlights on the local CBS station.
This holiday, Verizon's got the craziest deal for iPhone 17 Pro, iPad, and Apple Watch. All on them. No get.
One game to go. And coming through and making a stop. They had a trade with Patriot. No in play.
I think Keon White's upset with himself that he let Fanning go a couple of plays ago and took it out and Mike. So throw the guard away, and then just no doubt about bringing him down. Excellent job by Keon White. That was fierce.
Stanton, the rookie, running back at the bottom of his screen. And 12 through the air is Sanders. The China collision for the 49ers. And now it's 4th down, and here comes the Cleveland Buck unit. Bob somewhat dialed it up well on that series.
Well, even if he catches that ball, Robinson's there to make the tackle and prevent the first down. But the great story Robinson did. The fact that undrafted comes into the league, practice squad, it's an opportunity. Mainly a special teams guy a year ago was going to start, but then blew his knee out, blew his ACL the week of practice. Was going to make his first start last week, made his first start of his NFL career now in his 5th year. Second start here today.
The Hookers with the win and the punt, and Sky Moore on the bounce. And brought down 38-yard punt. Moore had that 66-yard punt return earlier in the game, set up a touchdown. Comes Purdy in the Niner offense. It was crumble gain of 4 jobs.
I'm because we're just talking about it. Miles Garrett, we hadn't talked about him a lot. Here he is coming off left side. Usek's going to be on that side, so he's going to slow release it. He runs right around Williams. Purdy loves the ball. Miles is that good for that time.
Excuse check a block. There's the hole from McCaffrey into the secondary and brought down, hit by Campbell and Schlesinger. That rockets through for the first down to the 33.
Well, not hard to believe that's his longest run of the day when we said he only had 9 yards. So, excellent job. The backside, able to get up to that second level and pick up the first down.
Spencer guard is in. And sealed it off right there. 1st and 10. Again, McCaffrey looking to cut and hit on the play by Diabate. And a gain of 4. He's to the 37-yard line. And McGuire is down. He has been thriving last couple games. I picked a couple years ago Isaiah McGuire. This is a defense which has not sacked Purdy today. 42 on the season. 2nd most in the NFL. 10 sacks last Vegas. With the player down, we step aside. Top.
Sing together.
Gets him out in space, or at least Rooney tried getting over there late. Look at him. It's like, why'd you get rid of the ball?
Yeah, now he's on the McKibben side. He's on the right tackle of the Niners. They got Kittle over there. 3rd down. Blocked by Williams. Here's the throw. 1st down grab. Juwan Jennings. And it comes right in front of Miles Harden. Good throw. It is a gain of 8 on 3rd and 6 and right on the screws. Purdy for a 1st down.
It's a good throw because you're throwing it into the wind on the far sidelines, but if Jennings doesn't come back to the ball as hard as he does, first of all, with a one-handed catch in the gut right as he's going down right by the 1st down marker, but incredible job by Jennings to fight back for the ball as Purdy had to drive that into the wind.
McCaffrey on the ground. 8 carries, 20 yards, 1st and 10. It's Purdy to the air. Up the middle to come with Shelby Harrison, complete looking for Juszczyk. Kamara with it. There's a flag thrown. It was late.
Yeah, Williams is up the field. They're trying to get a screen that looks like the Juszczyk out in the flat, but Williams was already a good 7 yards upfield.
And it's on the Niners. There's the 11-time Pro Bowler.
An eligible player downfield. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Thing is, he thinks of himself as a receiver and a tight end. He's so versatile. Let's go to Adam Shine in New York with an update.
Kevin Trent, how about this? 4th and 3. Bryce Young to Jalen Coker. 33 yards for the score. It's 24-21. Panthers leading the Rams. Middle of 3rd. Back to you.
This was not the Carolina team we saw Monday in Santa Clara for sure. 2nd down, 15. The pressure and the throw. He was being pressured on the play by Ronnie Hickman.
Well, it's hard to believe he was able to get away from this sack. He stepped up in the pocket just at the right time. You'll see the internal pressure coming, and he's able to avoid it, drops his shoulder and slides up in there, and then he gets the outside, able to throw. Great job by Purdy avoiding that sack.
2nd down. Quick count. Bengal with the block and incomplete looking for Jennings. With the coverage there by Tyson Campbell. I was talking about there's a player down on the field. It's a Browns defensive lineman. Is that Harris again? I can't tell. Williams is in the way and I can't see a number. I believe it's Malik Collins, the former San Francisco 49er who was let go by the Niners after last season. He had a couple sacks last week. We haven't mentioned his name today, but he has been a quiet force on that terrific defensive line, the top-rated defensive line in football.
He goes down to the ground and
left right knee, it looks like
that's what he was grabbing.
Yep. He's had a career-high 6 sacks, playing on that line with Myles Garrett. We have last week's 2 defensive players of the week in the NFL. One for the Niners in the NFC, Myles Garrett in the AFC for the Browns, and we step aside.
Hey, co-pilot.
Hey, co-pilot.
Malik Collins out down the cart. No pressure put on that right leg. They take him off. 3rd and 15. It's Purdy. Messy pocket. Here he goes. He's being chased by Delpit out of bounds. Flag thrown. They needed the Cleveland 46. Brett Allen come up with here.
Holding. Offense number 74. The penalty is declined. It's down.
That is the starting left guard, Spencer Burford. They've had 3 different starting left guards this season. Here comes the punting unit for Kyle Shanahan's Niners.
You got 74 right in the middle there. Yeah, you see that left hand get up in the shoulder pads and twist his body. As soon as you see the shoulders turn like that, it's an indicator for the officials and draws the flag almost every time.
Arstead the punt. Gage Larvin in his back. At about the 17-yard line, this is into the wind, and the wind has grabbed it here. You can see the waving arm, and he falls off the ball. It's an adventure, right? Every time they punted or kicked to this direction. We've had one hit the upright. That one was grabbed by the wind. All right, Cleveland will get it. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this. To the right side now of that line, non-starters. Leviston at the tackle, Jenkins at the guard for the rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders, who today is 9 of 13 with a touchdown pass. Njoku on the move after the punt, 1st and 10. Fake to Judkins, blocked by Robinson, completed pass to Judy. Out of bounds, Green on the completion there, Mel of 8.
Yeah, Kev, the temperature has dropped significantly since the first half. It feels at least 10 degrees colder, and the winds are starting to pick up, and they can be extremely unpredictable in this stadium, gusting and swirling at different levels in different directions. So the flags on the goalpost aren't really a great indicator of it. It typically enters through the southwest side of the stadium and swirls in the east side down by the dog pound. So that's the harder side to kick into, but certainly the conditions deteriorating a bit in the second half.
Now we thank you for that. There is rain and snow later today in the Cleveland area. Judkins for back, 2nd and 2. Again under center, Sanders. Half the time he's been there. Wrapped up, and he'll be shy of the first. Pinnock was at the bottom of that pile. And a gain of a yard, 3rd and 1.
Well, and the dog pound end of the field is the end of the field that the Browns are in right now. It's where the field goal hit the upright at the end of the first half. It's where that punt just was nearly dropped. So that end of the field definitely is causing more concern as far as the swirling winds are concerned.
Tramp, the pre-snap looks can be a lot different than after-snap reality, can it? Here's a handoff on 3rd and 1, and they try to get close to the first. Looks like they may have been short by a half yard.
Yeah, the official at the top shows it a little bit short.
Judkins had the carry.
They haven't signaled it yet. They are calling 4th down.
And they're going to keep the offense out there. But, you know, the pre-snap look is a lot different than what happens after the snap.
And that's what coordinators, we take another look at it, but that's what coordinators, they try and get their safeties to do. But you have to remember, you know, with all the injuries on the defense of the 49ers and what they're dealing with, their back end, though, is their most veteran group. So trying to disguise some coverages and looks.
Jenkins now becomes the tackle eligible. They bring 4th and 1.
Oh, they dropped the
ball. Looks like Gifford jumped on it. They did a turnover. The game's first. Luke Gifford jumps on the ball.
Man, would you stop fucking doing that, bro? What the hell?
Underneath center, they were
Man, weird, man.
the quarterback sneak with the rookie tight end and
suck. Man, give him the ball. Man, keep doing the same damn
well, at that
thing,
point, it doesn't matter who recovers it because it's 4th down. So
it did not. But they get at the 32-yard line of the Browns.
Saleh's fired up with his guys. Gutsy call by the Browns down in their own end.
And the Browns do not give the ball away. 13 on the season, now 14, and they've just had 4 the past 7 weeks. But they turn it over right there. With McCaffrey in the backfield and Purdy there, 1st and 10, San Francisco. Looking to slash, to spin, the drive, and the tackle made on the play in the secondary double. And again on the play, nothing.
Well, and remember this end of the field. About 6.5 minutes to go in the half, or in this quarter, this end of the field is where the swirling winds are. So if it does all of a sudden come to a 4th down, I don't know how confident they're going to feel kicking any type of field goal unless they're as close as they were last time, as we saw the movement on the ball in that kick.
6 on the play, 2nd down 4. McCaffrey. He's check on the move, gets that momentum, lead blocked and wrapped up and hit on the play. Garrett got him, shy of the first, 24 of the Browns, and a gain of a yard. 3rd and about 2.5.
Well, and I still stick with what I say. I think they're going to take. They go back-to-back runs here. Allen use up time in this quarter so that they can get the ball going the other direction. This defense has been stout, though. It's been tough. You see McCaffrey's rushing yards.
3rd down and 3. This is a good 3rd down defense for Cleveland, too. Number 3 in the league at that time. Piercing the first, down to the 20. McCaffrey finds it. On 3rd and 3, a gain of 4.
And Kevin, I thought the 49ers moved a little bit early, and I think that's what the Browns were looking for. Their sideline started screaming right away, but no flag was thrown. Let's see if there's a little bit. Yeah, Juszczyk moved early. There's a little bit of roll to that as he's coming out of his stance.
Arch is still playing that left guard. 1st and 10. McCaffrey, Juszczyk a block. And then jumping on him with a hit was Bush and others. Gain of the yard, and they put him at the 19. And we'll bring in Robinson.
We'll see Juszczyk leave early right there, and he double clutches, and that's what the Browns were mad about on that previous 3rd down conversion.
2nd down and 9. Cleveland fumbled on a 4th and 1, and his friend said they would have gotten it anyway. But here are the Niners with outstanding beginning field position, and they got it in the red zone at the 18. 2nd and 9. Purdy, shuffle pass, and Redwell Schlesinger tackles the terrific Christian McCaffrey. And a loss of about a half yard on the play.
Well, remember back to the first half, Kevin, that touchdown drive they had was set up because of the punt return. So another short field gives them an opportunity to get points on the board. This Cleveland defense right now, the 49ers sitting at 172 yards of offense, but they have the lead, and they're inside the 20. The Browns like to play man coverage, so let's see what they dial up here.
Again, this 3rd down defense, top 5 in the NFL of Cleveland.
Number 1 in the NFL in man coverage. Let's see if they put how many guys they put near the line of scrimmage.
Robinson the back, 3rd and 9, and caught inside the 5. That's Kittle, grabbed on the play by Hickman. What a throw on 3rd and 9, gain of 14. 1st and goal, Niners.
Well, they get him in zone, and they get the reaction of the linebackers, and Kittle just sneaks out into the middle of the zone. Watson, he's going to release inside. Both linebackers come up. So he sneaks behind it, hits that corner route, and Purdy's able to put it right on his body so he can protect himself and get it down inside the 5.
1st and goal. With McCaffrey as the back. The pitch. Williams out there to block. Barnes with the block, and he dives to the 2. They got about 2, maybe a yard on the play. They mark him right at the 3. 2nd down and goal for the Niners.
I know Williams is 37 years old. He's been in the league a long time, but you see him pull on that?
He does it every time.
He looks 27.
He looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive the way he's been able to get out in space and lead that Obviously, the defense did a great job of reacting, but just the athleticism and what he's able to do.
Miles Garrett said he's the most athletic offensive tackle I have ever faced. Second down and goal with McCaffrey. Kittle, the block. McCaffrey, the call. About a yard gain to the 2. And hit by Garrett and others. Now, third and goal for San Francisco, with the Browns trying to stiffen up inside the 5.
Well, the Browns' red zone defense is coming into this game a little over 50%, 7th in the league in red zone defense. But this San Francisco offense has been outstanding in the red zone the last 7 games.
Third down and goal. The fake. Purdy. Touchdown, San Francisco. What deception. 2-yard touchdown run. Brock Purdy. First touchdown run of the season. And they cash in on the fumble recovery deep in Cleveland territory.
Well, he's going to get Garrett and Diabate. Both of them are going to come off the edge. Watch Purdy. He's going to read this mesh and just keep it. He sees both collapse. And then it's just him and a blocker out front. First time today that he's kept that dialed up at the perfect time, catching the defense collapsing too aggressively.
Matt Gay playing in his 102nd NFL game. First time he's kicked in Cleveland into the win. Extra point there. Niners 17-8. Brock Purdy, who comes in with a terrific fake and finds the house. He said, wait a minute, that should be 2. Robert Saleh, the third defensive coordinator in 3 years for the Niners. Former head coach with the Jets. Well, he's got this team playing well. The defensive side playing really well.
If it's the block against Keon White on the left side, then the block is initiated outside of the goal line.
In the face mask, offense, number 68. The penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
So they'll bring the punting unit out.
I thought there was a hold on the left side on Keon White, but let's see. Where's the face mask going to be? Here's Huff. I thought the hold happened right up there.
That's where they threw it. Will be out there to punt.
Either way, they're going to get good field position, you would think.
And they got Corey Bajorquez. Winding down the third quarter here in Cleveland. Wind gusts over 40 miles an hour. Who more at midfield? And he'll dance and drive and then get tackled on the play as it was covered well. Donovan McMillan was there to make it. A 44-yard punt with a 4-yard return. Saturday, a college hoops triple-header begins at noon Eastern. It's 15th-ranked Iowa State taking on top-ranked Purdue. Then number 6 Louisville. And they'll take on number 25 Indiana with Baylor and Memphis closing out the day of college basketball. They'll see you Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Great beginning field position for the Niners.
Well, 28 seconds left. I would think that they're going to run it.
And it's into the
so
wind.
They can flip the field and have the wind at their back, but
Arch is still out there. Buford has come in as the left guard where he started today. It's 1st and 10. The fake pass, the handoff to McCaffrey with Burford leading the way. Tackle made by Graham. Gain of 3 down to the 44-yard line of the Browns. 2nd down and 7.
Just going to try and get a hard count, I would think, to get the extra 5 yards, but let this thing wind down and take the win.
And they'll have it at the 44 at Cleveland with the wind in the 4th quarter. downtown Cleveland. And the 49ers begin it here in the fourth quarter. They get a pretty 2-yard touchdown run, a 1-yard run in the second possession by Christian McCaffrey. On the 44, first play, fourth quarter. It's Robinson, second down and 7. Grabbed him around the waist. Mel Bush, the tackle, gain of 3. Third down and 4 coming up. I think it's so cold down there. Mel's equipment is frozen up.
It's frozen up.
Yeah. But I understand it.
But big third down here.
It is.
To keep this for the Browns defense, you got to get the ball back, and running out of time.
McCaffrey the back. It's third down and 4. That's Kittle. Here's Purdy. But then it's the block. Here comes Garrett. It's a sack. His first today. Pressure up the middle. Number 19. Number 1 in the NFL. They lose 8 back to the 48.
Well, I had a Hall of Fame left
Sack
tackle.
sandwich.
Yum,
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 inside.
yum,
Trent
yum,
Williams
yum.
this time is used to all the speed
Yum,
rushes around the outside.
baby.
So he gives him the speed to the outside, and then he
Sack
dips it
sandwich.
to the inside and is able. That inside lane is the fastest way to get to the quarterback, and Purdy had no chance. Excellent move by Myles Garrett. Sack number 19 on the season.
Barstead will punt. Marvidan is back with the wind and the hang, and now the fair catch. Oh, fumbled the ball, left it, and it's picked up right there. San Francisco all over it. What a big-time play. Darrell Luter on the ricochet gets the ball. That's enough. And look again where the Niners began at the 17 of Cleveland.
Well, they've been able to take advantage of field position all day. This hits him right in the stomach. Not able to secure it.
Back-to-back bad special team plays by the Browns. That's gotten them today. They also allowed a 66-yard punt return earlier in the game. And Larvin
Man, shake that off, bro. Damn, shake it off.
And had a 44-yard punt return last week in Vegas. Will muff that and the ball at the 18 officially, and a 1st and 10 for the Niners.
Well, when you have weather conditions and wind like we've had to deal with today, ball security is the number one thing, and the 49ers have been able to take advantage of that.
Gafford the back in motion. Tonjes the tight end. Purdy with time. Chased on the play by Harris. Throws it away. The pressure was applied. And they got through that line. Second down and 10.
Well, Purdy was thinking about the fact that Garrett was on his backside. He just took a sack that way. So when things were timing out incorrectly from getting the ball out of your hands, he's like, I don't want to look back to see who's there. I'm just going to flush this way and get rid of it. Look at that.
That is a pretty startling
that's
number.
Significant right there.
Second down and 10. With McCaffrey back there, the pitch right here. Can he get around Garrett? He does. He'll dance and then corral to Campbell with a gain of 4. And they're down to the 13.
Well, you don't see that very often. Myles Garrett in position to get a tackle for loss, but Christian McCaffrey has the speed and the strength to get around it and make it a positive gain. Watch not necessarily a stiff arm, but just trying to swipe at his arms to knock him away. And
we'll say this, a very underappreciated part of Garrett's game is his run-stopping ability. We always talk about his sack ability, which stands out.
Well, and he mentioned, listen, he said his tackles for loss are just as
Let's go, fellas.
because it forces a negative play.
Let's go.
That Shanahan calls a late timeout.
He did indeed.
Prior to the snap. Charge
Yeah,
time.
use it up. Use it up, baby.
Get first. It will be 30 seconds.
And let's go downstairs to Melanie Collins.
Well, Kev, this is Brock Purdy's third game back after missing 6 consecutive games with a turf toe injury he's been dealing with since week 1. It's a tear of the ligaments in the joint capsule on the bottom of the big toe. He told us he's definitely not 100%, but he doesn't think about it when he's out there running around and dropping back. After games is when he feels it the most, but he said it's just something he's going to have to deal with the whole year. He did wear a steel plate in his cleat early in the season, but currently isn't wearing anything in the cleat for stability, but it's definitely something he's going to be playing through for the rest of the season.
But as Melanie showed us, he has something on that elbow during every break.
Well, yeah,
welcome to the channel. This is for the working man, working woman. Anybody that can't get the game, man, just listen. I don't talk much, but
I think it's pretty significant, so it must be feeling pretty good to not have that protection.
Here comes Garrett. There goes Purdy. Here comes McCaffrey. There was a block out there thrown by Burford. And he's inside the 5, or did he hit the chalk at the 5? Let's see. They'll mark him off at the 5-yard line. Burford was leading. Gain of 8 on 3rd and 6. It is 1st and goal, San Francisco.
74 Burford gets out on the edge and watching this, the pancake from a size standpoint and just able to get around that edge and pick up the first down.
And there's a player down, and again it's Shelby Harris. Second time he's had to go to a knee. 12th-year player out of Illinois State and catching his breath. As the temperature is dropping, there is snow and rain forecast for later today in the Cleveland area. With a look at the bio on Harris, here we have the 49ers right now coming off a win Monday over Carolina, facing a bye next week. 3rd place in the NFC West, but number 7 in the final slot in the NFC playoff picture. Kyle Shanahan, oh, there goes Juszczyk. And he is leaving. We'll try to get an update with Mel when we come back. Timeout.
NFL on CBS.
Welcome back to Artspark TV. Welcome back.
Imagine that.
For the working person, anybody that can't get the game, this for y'all.
And by AT&T, connecting changes everything.
So Juszczyk we saw going to the locker room. 2 tight ends in there. 1st and goal. McCaffrey the back. Rib injury was all for Juszczyk. McCaffrey dodges, and then Garrett just devours him back at the 8. And they lose about 3 on the plays. 2nd down and goal for
Run, stop,
well, that's because of Mason Graham. He was able to get into the backfield, and Myles Garrett told us this week, he's like, he may not get the stats, but he's so disruptive in the backfield.
Run, stop, Garrett. That's his new
jump
name.
over the top. And that allows him to get, Garrett's actually the one that gets the tackle, but he's played really well here the last
Let's go, boys.
Just getting better and better, more comfortable.
Tonjes is the other tight end.
Still in reach. Let's go.
Second down and goal.
Get a stop, baby.
Purdy to the air.
Let's go.
Now he's being chased by Harris.
Let's go, y'all.
Purdy buying time. Chased again, throws away. Cameron Thomas off the defensive line, pressuring the San Francisco quarterback who tried to buy a lot of time with a series of moves. Third.
Well, if there's any question about how his toe is feeling, it's answered in this question because he has to bail out, spin out to his left, stop, backpedal, run over to his right. So he tested that toe in every direction possible on that one play. So
Niners have this great possession.
Let's go, fellas. Put some pressure on them. Put some pressure on them.
Beginning at the Browns 18. It's a goal to go right now from the 7. Purdy to the end zone. Caught for the touchdown.
Damn.
Caught by Jawan Jennings. Great throw, working on Campbell among others. Purdy has thrown a touchdown pass for the first time today. And the muff costs the Browns. 4 times in the red zone. And
man, they wearing our defense out, man. Damn.
coverage.
Bad
the
special teams.
Keeping
our defense
so
on the
nobody
field.
To the inside. And with Kittle releasing to the inside, that draws the attention of the linebackers.
We had a chance, man. Let's go, y'all.
For Brock Purdy. And that's significant as they go for 2 here, but that's significant because instead of holding them to a field goal, it's still a 2-possession game. Now all of a sudden, it's a 3-possession game.
Yeah, we had a chance. Damn, come on.
As Purdy will roll, McKivitz the block, and broken up. Beautiful play, Miles Harden.
Actually, it's still a 2-possession game. So yeah, that the 2-point possession, their 2-point conversion would have bumped it up.
Here's the muff by the rookie free agent. Luter vacuums it in. Purdy with a bullet to Jennings.
For an alpha.
But you can always count on Sundays right through the playoffs with the NFL on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Here's the kickoff. It's Corley inside the 10 for the Browns. And then he is brought down. It's like Chase Lucas gets him on a 26-yard return. Siegel was there as well. Back to New York and Adam Shine.
Welcome back to Art Spark TV. This is for the working people that can't get the game.
43-yard touchdown. 31-28, the Panthers leading the Rams. That's the
Shador taking the field. We losing linemen like a 5-year-old lose teeth.
That's a beauty.
But it's going to be all right.
Adam, thank you very much.
4th and 2, and they get over the top.
Wide receivers aren't worth the coins found in your dryer vents.
Sanders
but it's going to be all right.
With a touchdown pass and no picks today.
Let's go.
And the pitch out to Judkins. Looking for a Robinson block. He also got a block up there from Larvidan, and he is forced out of bounds, running after him Furl.
2 possessions, 10-50. We can do it.
On
Let's
the
get
play, picks up 6 as we take a look at our quarterbacks today. Purdy just threw the touchdown, and that is his 9th of the season.
Well, and if you look at Shador's numbers, really hasn't had many pass attempts here in the second half, but Purdy now with 2 touchdowns.
2nd down and 4, Judkins. He's grabbed from behind. Good tackle there by Upton Stout from Western Kentucky. It's a gain of 3, and he wheels out to the 41.
And Kevin, you'd have to think 29 rushes and 17 pass attempts for the Browns. You would think because they're down by 15.
They are really stifling
that'll
this
start
kid.
swinging the other direction because you're limited on time.
Playing boring ball.
Judkins. There was a great block in there by Leviston, and it opens the door for Judkins. The Ohio State rookie takes it into the secondary with a 17-yard run on 3rd and 1, gouging his way.
Good run. Good run.
And that kid, KT Leviston, is the one who opened the door, 72.
Well, great job up front. Judkins running through that initial arm tackle. But he's got to be careful at the end there how he drops his head, not only from an injury standpoint, but from a penalty standpoint.
First down and 10. Ford was the back. No pressure.
Come on, y'all.
Now it comes, and down goes Sanders. He had time, didn't he? Couldn't find anybody. Flag is down. Kalia Davis was the one to finally tap him down, and Sanders is slow to get up. His first home start after starting. There's a look at Dylan Gabriel, who had come back from concussion protocol, but they start Sanders last week.
Holding. Offense. That's 10-yard penalty. First down.
And they got to take him off for one play at least.
Well, he goes to slide. Let's see if we see
that right ankle, maybe?
That right ankle. The cleat's kind of stuck in the grass, so I don't know if that's kind of what he was flexing when he got up, was that right leg. So I don't know if that little catch in the grass right there, or if it's the defender falling on top of the leg.
So here is Dylan Gabriel in the game, the rookie out of Oregon, a 3rd-round pick. Sanders tries to get regularity with that injury. They traded Joe Flacco back in early October. Gabriel was the quarterback for a while, got concussed. They brought in Sanders. Now Gabriel back in. And it's 1st and 20. Gabriel. Batonio a block. Judkins the nice catch. But boy, was that run well. T. Winters was right there. The leading tackler for the Niners. No gain in the play. 2nd down.
Well, Winters was all over it, as you said, and Sanders coming back in the game.
Well, whatever it was.
Stefanski ain't want to put him back in the game, y'all.
Nothing to keep him out. Sanders, we mentioned this earlier, the first Browns rookie quarterback to win his debut starting since Eric Zier back in 1995.
30 years.
Man, they messed up this quarterback room.
2nd down and 20. Fannin on the move. Robinson the block.
Let's go.
And the throw. Nice looking catch. Njoku across the middle and down to the 47. Nice grab. Gain of 4 in the play. But still a long way to go.
I was going to say, nice catch, but a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, the lasso that one, which is a little bit high.
Man, the play caller is terrible.
San Francisco getting a couple turnovers.
Oh, man. Launch it.
Takeaways over the last 3 games.
The hell?
San Francisco.
Well, definite 4-down territory here. You just
launch
have to
the
get
ball.
because you know you have to go for it on 4th.
Forward the back. There's a block down the
launch it.
by Leviston, and downfield he goes.
Catch the ball.
On the ricochet.
Damn.
A lot of hands touch that ball.
Well, and anytime you're throwing into a wind as strong as you're throwing into today, if you have any kind of tail at all on the ball, if you don't have a tight spiral, the wind is just going to pick up that tail and all of a sudden just have it wobbling all over the place. So then it was just a matter of which guy was going to come back to the ball and be able to get to it. You see he's got a step, and if he's able to lay it out to the sideline, it just gets caught up in the wind. And
Malik Mustafa was back there with Lenore. Here's a 4th and 16.
Let's go, boy.
32. Timeout.
49ers.
Prior to the snap, charge timeout. San Francisco, they're second. It will be 30-second.
Coming up next, game 2 of our doubleheader on CBS. A major matchup. It will shape the playoff race. Josh Allen leading the Bills into Pittsburgh. They'll take on T.J. Watt and the Steelers. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. While we have a moment as we take a look at the AFC playoff picture right now, Patriots, we just saw them last week at 10-2. We want to send our best out to our friend Greg Papa, who has been the longtime voice on radio for the 49ers, one of the best in the NFL, maybe the best. And we are thinking of you, Greg, and your family. And, of course, you're in Cleveland. They mourned the death of their longtime voice, Jim Donovan, at 68 last October, passing away. 4th and 16. Up the middle they come. To forward on the play by Keon White. No place to run, no place to hide. And on that 4th down, San Francisco's defense will turn it over, and the 49ers will begin in Cleveland territory.
Well, White starts on the left, and he works his way all the way around. Furl goes to the inside, so he loops around. They lose him in the traffic in the middle, and then it's just a straight shot. And Sanders has nowhere to go. You got to try and hang on to the ball when you're pushing it down.
Our wide receivers
16.
are doing absolutely
Nothing.
nothing.
Not a lot of time as you see Robert Saleh fired up for his guys.
How about these 2 big meat season additions for the 49ers? Keon White and Cleveland Furl playing well and putting an impact on this defense, which was coming off one of its best games of the season on Monday. And here's McCaffrey head over heels to the 40. On that 1st and 10, picking up 2, 2nd and 8.
Well, it's been the defensive battle we thought it was going to be. We knew the weather would have some impact on it as well, but right now both teams a little bit over 200 yards of total offense. It's just been one of those kind of grinded out games, and the biggest mistakes is going to open the window. So the special teams play of the 49ers has been the big difference with the field
he needs to lose his job, bro.
Brock Purdy today, a touchdown pass and a
Terrible,
touchdown run.
man.
And McCaffrey on the ground, 18 for 44. Second down, 8.
Let's go, defense.
They'll get a block on the play from Pooney. And then wrapped up and taken down on the play. Devin Bush was over there and made the stop on a gain of a yard to the 39. Stay tuned for the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars, time permitting. All the latest NFL scores and highlights for you on this post-Thanksgiving Day Sunday. 3rd and 7.
I don't see him doing anything too aggressive here on 3rd and 7, Kevin. You don't want to take a chance of a sack fumble, maybe a quick throw to the outside, maybe something even a screen or a shuffle pass, and Williams moves early, so that's going to bump it back even more.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
11-time Pro Bowler Trent Williams started every game this season. We were talking to Myles Garrett about him the other day. He's invented moves on how to keep you away from that quarterback over his long career.
It's been incredible what he's done, and just the athleticism and the dominance that he's had throughout his career.
I will say this, though. It has not been one of his best games. He's facing the best defensive line in the NFL. He's allowed 8 pressures today, tied for the 2nd most allowed by him since 2018. 3rd and 11. Here they come. There he goes. Caught. First down, 30-yard line. It's Jennings again. Schlesinger makes the tackle. It's a gain of 13 on 3rd and 11, and Purdy finds him with a good-looking throw.
Well, they start off, it looks like they're going to blitz, but they only rush 4. Garrett's going to be on the edge against Williams. He holds him off, but Purdy slides to the right, buying himself some time, and he's able to get Jennings in the zone coverage. He finds an open window, and Purdy's able to slide over and find him.
Sam Kamara came up the middle, playing in his 2nd game this season on that defensive line. It's 1st and 10. Malik Collins is out with an injury. No update from the Browns yet there. It's McCaffrey right into the grasp of Bush. And he's down to the 23 mil and a gain of 7.
Yeah, Myles Garrett has the number 25 written on his right wrist tape as his sack goal for the season. He's been mum on the number and where it's located, but we located it. He has an NFL record of 14 sacks over the last 5 games, and with 18 on the season, he's on pace for 28 this season, which would beat the record of 22.5 by 5.5 sacks. He credited his teammates for his success this season, saying he wouldn't even be in a position to challenge the record without them.
And with the sack today, Mel, he's now up to a career 121. He's 4 sacks to break the record, which was set by Michael Strahan in 01 and tied by T.J. Watt in 2021.
Let's go, boys.
It's Robinson getting a block up there from Brendel and finding room to the 15 of Cleveland. Gain of 8. First down, San Francisco.
Well, we're going to see a heavy dose of this. We've seen it throughout the game, and now with the clock winding down, and I'm not sure what, the timeout there by the Browns.
They'll use the first of 3.
Try and save as much time as they can.
So the sacks record is clearly in view. Now with him at 19. He had 3 last week at Vegas, 1 today. And this is what it looks like all time for a single season.
It's pretty remarkable. And the fact this is just the 12th game, right? It's
Robinson remains the back. They got him in a trade earlier. Here he gets the ball on a handoff, and he was met by Diabate and picks up a yard, and it goes to the 13 with another Cleveland timeout. So the Niners are very close to their 9th win, Trent. They're going to go to 9-4, the 3rd consecutive win. I mean, it's hard to believe with all the significant injuries what a great job this staff, and namely Kyle Shanahan, has done to get to this point, losing so many named players.
It's, yes, it is, especially the defense. You talk about coming into this season in dead money, dead cap money. They had the most dead cap money, so they were behind anyway. And then all of a sudden you lose Bosa and Warner on the defensive side. I mean, it's pretty significant what they've done, and the fact that they're going to be 9-4 after today, right in the mix.
And going to a bye, 2nd down 9. Here comes Purdy. They're chasing him there, and he throws it away, and he was aiming for Farrell with all kinds of Browns coverage. 3rd and 9. Purdy today now 16 of 29.
Well, they get a much-needed bye week next week, Kevin, and rest up some guys and heal up some guys, and then they've got Tennessee at home. Then they go to Indy on a Monday night, and they finish up with 2 at home against Chicago and Seattle.
Right now, they lead Detroit by a full game for the NFC's final playoff spot. But they've got momentum. They have found a good answer when Purdy is gone at quarterback with Mac Jones. 3rd and 9. Purdy,
let's go, boys. Get him.
Pocket. Chased on the play. Mason Graham was there to the end zone and incomplete and aiming for Pearsall. Coverage back there by Denzel Ward, the 4-time Pro Bowler, and Ronnie Hickman, who is catching his breath. 4th and 9. They're going to go for 3.
Well, once again, Purdy buying as much time as he possibly can. They're in zone coverage, so only rushing 4. He gets out in space, and he hangs onto it to the last possible second, trying to squeeze it over on that sideline and setting up for a field goal attempt here. Remember the win.
But
I know we've talked about it, but it's with the win.
Yeah.
So
he may knock this to Canton. Matt Gay with Pinheiro out with a hamstring. It's perfect right down the middle on the 31-yard field goal. And the Niners now up 26-8.
Terrible.
It's been 4 games over a span of 41 years since the Niners have won in Cleveland. Running back Roger Craig started the party with the game's first touchdown. Joe Montana threw a couple of touchdown passes in that one, including the 60-yarder to Freddie Solomon. And the 49ers won in a rout, 41-7.
What kind of fitting Roger Craig?
Yes,
right?
McCaffrey,
the first guy to do it, and now McCaffrey, who's trying to become the first running back to do it twice.
We were just talking about the upcoming schedule for the Niners. A bye next week, as Trent just said. Then they have got 3 difficult games coming up. After a couple games with losing records, they're going to go with, again, a Colts, Bears matchup, and the Seahawks, who they beat earlier. So they got Tennessee after the bye, then the Colts, Bears, and Seattle. Tough.
Yeah, they'll have to make one trip back to East time zone with Indianapolis. So we know that's a Friday travel for them.
All right, out of the end zone, touchback will be out there now for Cleveland. Here's the defense and what they've done today for San Francisco.
Well, it's a swarming, play-fast defense, able to create some turnovers and put pressure on the quarterback. They haven't had many sacks this year, now only 14 after 1 sack today, which doesn't rank very high. But because of all the new bodies on defense, because of all the personnel changes, because of injuries, Robert Saleh talked about this is the 3rd game in a row now, how they've played fast and how much more productive they've been, and he's fired up with how these guys have grown together.
Jerome Ford is the back, and Sanders on 1st and 10. Robinson blocked, Ford the catch. And he slips right by Collins. And the ball is loose again in there. And the hit was by Curtis Robinson, but he does get out to the 39. It is a gain of 4, and 2nd and 6. And a timeout. Valuable time for a young quarterback like Sanders, as every snap will mean so much. And he lobs one. Once again, it's 4. And once again, a nice stop in there by the linebacking crew, and that was by Curtis Robinson, who makes the stop. Had that ACL. Remember that last year? They're going to start him. Had the ACL, come back now, and here he is starting for Bethune.
Yeah, the 2nd start of the season for him, and
they throw up the middle.
Got a lot of respect around the locker room for Robinson as the Browns pick up the 1st down.
Arvin with his 3rd catch of the season, 13-yard pickup down to the 44.
Stefanski should have been
Remember times like this,
every play, man.
Coming in, even though the game was out of reach,
setting up the run with good pass plays.
To the 39,
I don't
brought down by 2 yards.
bro.
And on that play, picks up 5.
Well, and all these rips are valuable, right? You're just in your 2nd start as a rookie, just your 3rd game. Situational football, right? You're trailing, you're going to do some hurry up, so you're calling the play at the line of scrimmage. You can practice that all you want in practice. Is nice throw over to the left sideline.
Jerry Jeudy hit by Green. 1st down. 11-yard gain. What do you think of Sanders? You've watched him in person now for the first time.
I've been impressed. He's managed things very well. You want to talk about the coaches and him talked about the operation is what he wanted to work on and improve on from start number 1 to start number 2, getting in and out of the huddle, the personnel groups, the line of scrimmage, calling plays. And I think he's done a good job of managing, not taking a lot of risk, being smart with the decisions for the most part in terms of quick decisions, getting the ball out of his hands. And one of the problems he had in college was taking a lot of sacks, but he hasn't done that in these last two starts. As he's been good about getting the ball out.
Well, his name is on a long list, and it's a tired story here, certainly in Cleveland. But since '99, 42nd different starting quarterback for the Browns. 3rd.
Let's go, boy. Play some ball.
For Sanders. Chased.
Come on, man. Where's this lineman?
Cleveland Furl has done a great job. He's got 3 sacks.
Y'all ain't yelling. Y'all ain't doing nothing.
2 today to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Just standing there
the
watching.
Rookie quarterback from behind, taken down by Furl.
2 dudes.
I'm being told this is Lebo Emo from Liberty Mutual, who helps save you hundreds by customizing your car insurance.
Commercial break, yo.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Friday Deal. Live now. And by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
At the 2-minute warning, 49ers off turnovers today. Nothing. No giveaways today for San Francisco. They're leading 26-8. But he's moving on that third warning.
False start. Offense number 12. 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
I'm Shador Sanders. Stay tuned for the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars, time permitting. With all the latest NFL scores, highlights, and news, Rams losing today to Carolina. And that came as a surprise in a back-and-forth battle in Charlotte.
A couple of interceptions for the leading MVP.
3rd and 26. He dances away. Chased here on the play by Elliott and heaves it downfield. 4th and 26. Right now, things are Seattle 8-3, Niners at 9-4, and the Rams. Let's go to Adam Shine in New York.
Kevin Trent, this right here was Matthew Stafford's third turnover of the game, and the Rams never saw the ball again. Major upset special, you referenced it in Carolina. And this moves the Bears to the current #1 seed in the NFC. Back to you.
Isn't that amazing? Who would have thought? Man, what a league. What a league. 4th and 26 for Sanders.
And think about how the season started for the Bears and all been able to run together. It's
Robinson trying to keep him away. Sanders on the move. The pump fake, and he needs the 28, and he'll hit the deck, and on downs it goes to San Francisco. And that'll be all she wrote here in Cleveland this afternoon. Coming across the country in very frigid temperature with a 40-mile-an-hour wind. The Niners have survived. They'll go to 9-4 and win their 3rd in a row.
Well, Kyle Shanahan told us a couple days ago, he said, based on the weather conditions and what they're anticipating, he said, I'd be fine coming out of there with a 2-0 win. Now, he was anticipating snow and rain and ice and all the other stuff, but he knew the wind was going to be a big factor. So he's got to be happy with going cross-country again, another 3-time zone jump for him. He's got one more coming up. But to get a win in Cleveland on the road, and now with what's happened with the Rams, keeps them alive for the division.
Matt Jones is in at the quarterback, and here is Robinson with the run. Pushing the pile, he's to 4-3. Brought down on the play. Diabate and others, gain of 5. And a timeout taken. We got both coach coming up next from Indy. The 6-5 Texans on top of the 8-3 Colts in the 4th. Take you up there when we end here.
I would be here. The clock dictates they can do that, so
second down and 5.
They ran the play. Probably why Cleveland took the timeout, because they ran the play, as opposed to taking the knee.
And you kick us out. Went to the locker room. Here's a Robinson run. 2nd and 5, close to the 1st. Brought down by Jerome Baker. We said his name this afternoon. So in the NFC, Trent, this is what it looks like. It's the Niners are still in that slot. Rams with the loss. That should be 9 and hold on. I'll have to check this out in a second. It's moving fast. Let the clock roll. 3rd down and 1. Rams are 9-3. San Francisco will go to 9-4. And they'll have won their 5th last step.
Question.
And they get the first down there with Robinson. Today,
job
on the ground,
tomorrow.
53. Through the air, 4 for 21. And the touchdown, McCaffrey from a yard. James received a touchdown, and the quarterback, Brock Purdy, had a rushing touchdown. A great fake. Matt Jones to a knee. He didn't play much. But he enjoyed it. And San Francisco wins at 26-8 here in Cleveland this afternoon.
Good game.
Sanders finishes 15 of 24 for 145.
San Fran did they thing. Y'all stay locked into the channel, please. Subscribe. We go live every Sunday if we can. I'm trying to bring you another OG and Nephew episode this week coming up. So stay locked in for that. We're going to discuss this terrible play calling,
San Francisco
coach, and how the young boy played, and what we should do about our wide receivers. It's all going to be in the next episode. So y'all like and subscribe, stay locked in, check out our other videos. And appreciate any viewer that got to view it, listen while you was at work. We do this for y'all. All right, y'all.